Welcome to the channel. Thank you everyone for tuning in. So join me today on what is possibly my biggest ever Aliexpress unboxing. Maybe the biggest Aliexpress unboxing you've seen on any channel. I've got a total of 8 watches for me to unbox today. Now this of course is my latest arrival. This is my final haul from Aliexpress. Not my final, in fact I'm awaiting maybe 3 more watches. But I bought kind of towards the end of the sale. I waited for a few models, etc. Just really make the right decision. So I've got 8 watches in front of me. And like my usual unboxings, I go through specifications and give you the dimensions, etc. I'm not going to do any of that. I'm just going to give you the prices and just briefly go over the watches, because otherwise we will be here all day. And I am kind of short on time. So quick unboxing, let you know what I've got. And just on the top of it, I've got 3 watches from spect&sohne. I've also got 2 watches from Thorn. I've got the new dial from San Martin. I've got another 2 watches from X-Dow, or 9-Dow as we're now calling it. So yeah, let's get cracking. Let's make a start. Let's have a look at spect&sohne. Now a lot of you guys have been kind of screaming in the comment sections on a lot of my budget friendly watches that I did, a lot of reviews. Check out spect&sohne, check out spect&sohne. So I did, and I've got 3 watches right now. I've also got another 3 in the post, so they should be making the way to me. So let's have a look. Now spect&sohne are a very budget friendly brand, as you guys know. They do a lot of popular watches, a lot of popular designs. Now a couple of those designs that they did in quartz, then they have now done in automatic. So the first one I have in front of you is the 37mm PRX homage, as you can clearly see. Okay, so first impressions, guys. I got to open up the plastic. This does have a Seiko NH35. This is why I went for this, and I went for the smaller option because we know the bigger one doesn't really fit too well. So I'm going to cut to where I get all the wrapping off and talk to you just briefly about this watch. So here we have spect&sohne's version of the PRX homage. As I said, it is a 37mm and it has the Seiko NH35. And instantly, the first thing that I am not impressed with is the dial color. So I went for something called the ice blue variant. Now the ice blue, you've seen it on so many other models. It's like a pale blue, right? Now this is quite a dark blue, so I'm not really impressed with that. Maybe they've sent me the wrong watch. I'll need to go through the color options because they have so many. But in terms of the dial build quality, it seems quite nice, right? It's very detailed, and the case finish is okay as well. Of course, this is just an unboxing, guys, first impression, so I'll get back with obviously my full review afterwards. But initial thoughts, brushing's coarse, which you expect on this type of design. In terms of links, they're slightly edgy, not too crazy sharp out there. The bezel is nice and slim. And standard butterfly clasp, as you expect. Not pin and collar, sorry, split pins. So spect&sohne do seem quite popular. There's a lot of people that have bought off them. They do have a fairly high rating on the store, but this is £65 on the store for a 37mm NH35. You really can't go wrong, can you? I mean, we recently looked at Daniel Wellington, one of these little mushroom brands that are starting up, and I'll say this probably is quite a bit better. So obviously now I'll put this one away, obviously give it a full once over before I come back to you guys with the full review. Let's start on the next one. So the next one I have is a Bell & Ross homage, and this is a quartz movement. It's a Seiko VK64 or VK63, one of those two. Let's get all the plastic off, and we're back. Literally, the worst part of this unboxing stuff is taking off all the plastic. Sometimes you really get into a bit of a fight with it. So this is, as I said, the B&O homage. And unfortunately, today, as I checked the Aliexpress store, as I wanted to get all the pricings and stuff, this one is no longer available, so it's just our luck really. But it looks quite well made. I'll still be doing a review on this one. Of course, it does have that 24-hour sub dial on the right hand side, which is a bit useless, granted. A lot of people do say that. And then got chronograph movement in here. That's a very nice click. Now instantly, I'd say in hand, this one seems to be way better built than the previous one I just looked at, the PRX homage. There's a lot more substance to this. Obviously there's a lot more metal here. It does weigh a bit more. It's got some really nice finishing as well. Slightly less edgy in terms of the bracelet. So I'm quite impressed. Something which was like 67 or 65 pounds, it isn't too bad at all. So let's put this one back and open up the third spect&sohne. So this is the last spect&sohne in this unboxing, and this of course is the engineer homage. And of course I had to get this in because we already looked at one from Mysterious Code, and of course the main one from 9-Dow. And this one is, again, it's very cheap. It's around £75, which is a really good price, because so was the one from Mysterious Code. Now that one had a VH31 movement in there. This one has an automatic, but this one has the Miyota 8215. But there's a couple of differences with this one. But this Miyota actually hacks. As far as I'm aware, the older Miyota 8215 version did not hack. So I'm thinking maybe this is the 8315 and they just don't know it, because, you know, it does hack, which was a feature not present on the older one. And also, it doesn't have that dropping seconds hand feature where the older one was plagued with because of the indirect drive system, where you had the second hands just falling down. So if that's the case, then I've got no issue with the movement at all. The dial color is this sort of tealy blue. It's not coming across quite well. It is a bit shiny as well. That's the thing with this dial. Whereas the 9-dial ones, they were a very deep and rich color, but they weren't shiny. So you were able to see them quite well. But it does look okay. I mean, I'm looking for the polish highlights on the crown guards. No, they don't exist. The case is slightly similar to the X dial, but one thing the X dial got right is the fact that the links folded over. So this one is a bit stiff. It doesn't go beyond that. That will definitely impact the way it wears. But in terms of finishing and quality, it seems to have a very good level of both. So I'll put this one away, and this is another one to come back to you guys with. Next up, we do have one from Thorn. Well, in fact, I've got two from Thorn. So let's see which Thorn this is. Yes, so this is the newest release from Thorn. In fact, this came out just at the time of the sales. Of course, I had to put the order in. So this is, as you know, a Pelagos homage. And I went with the more colorful version. So they do have a plain black one, and I'm sure they have a blue one. This one was the more colorful one. So it's obviously that 14er style loom. And you've also got the red seconds hand, as you can see. And Thorn have really upped the game. They seem to have come out of Norway. They were around for a while, if you remember. Like, I think maybe 2 years ago, they had a couple of models, but nothing really too serious. But now I think they are taking themselves a lot more serious than they had been before. And they're coming out with some really nice models. Now, with this, it is, I think, full titanium, as most of the other homages are. Let's get some of the plastic off. It doesn't have that ridiculous faux rivet style link system. They've got a plain, you know, 3-link oyster style. Bracelet is good, yeah, nice clean, you know, lines, really good brushing, female end links, that's what you want. I'm sure it's a 39mm as well. Just look at that black sunburst pattern, the red accents on there. Now this case is exceptional, right? Thorn are really bringing us high quality cases. Just look at that brushing, that polish highlights along there, nice thin coin edge bezel, lightweight as well. That does look really good, and it's a PT5000, guys. So let's see what if they do have a ghost position. Yes, they do, complete with the date disc, which is annoying, but I think at this price point, I think it's around £160 if I'm not mistaken. There is a small discount code going at the moment for like £6 discount, so you can get this for just under 160, and usually it's 165 or so. But crown's good on it, bezel, it's okay, it's okay. It's a touch loose in terms of rotation, just the minimal amount of play, but then again, it is titanium. And does it line up? Yes, it lines up bang on. So I mean, the bezel isn't too bad, honestly. But yeah, it looks good, guys. I really like the visuals I'm seeing here. And I think out of all the Pelagos homages out there, this is definitely the cheapest, and it isn't that far off any of the others, to be honest. So we'll put that one away and hopefully come back to that in due course. Which means the last one from Thorn is, it's not a new model, but it's a model which I've been wanting to get my hands on for quite a while. So we've all seen their BB58 vintage style watch, and they also had a steel version. So this one does have those, you know, weird faux rivet links, which are an absolute pain to take off. The reason I want to get this in, as I said, I do have the BB58 version. I modified it, and I can speak, you know, volumes for the case. The case is stunning. It's one of the best cases you can get, you know, more or less San Martin quality, right? The crown is awesome. The bezel inserts are really high quality, but I wanted to see something away from that kind of 14er vintage look. Now this is just a black dial, and it's not that grey dial. It does have a really good shade of black, as you can see. Obviously, you've got the snowflake style handset. You've got applied loom. You've also got Thorn's applied logo. You do have a date on this, so no need for a ghost position on any of these watches. Box at sapphire crystal, 39mm, coin edge bezel, and it looks really impressive. Yeah, that bezel rotation is really good. Lines up. Really nice bezel rotation. Now this is around £120 and it's a steal at that price. So I will find you a link where you can get this watch, because currently the store I got this from is out of stock. So I'll link in the description if I can find this again. But this was I'd say a weird combination, because not all the stores carry this. A lot of them do have the fixed 24-hour GMT style, but not a lot of the stores actually keep this combination. But I think it's really good. It looks great in hand, honestly. So it's something worth checking out. So I will come back with a full review. Hopefully I can get a link for you guys so you can see this exact version. Yeah, it looks really good. Next up we have the X Dow. So let's open the smallest case. It's a nice little Pelican case. And yes, this is the engineer. So I went for another engineer in the actual sale, because I wanted to see one with just the logo, because the one I reviewed had the text. Now this is the mother of pearl dial, and that's a very clean dial. And I don't have many watches with a white face, so that looks really good. And the good thing with mother of pearl, it does give you so many different hues in there. Sometimes you get a bit of green, sometimes you do get a bit of a pink in there. And no doubt the logo one is way better. And we looked at the one from spect&sohne, but check out this one. Do you see how those links curve under the case? You know, that is amazing, right? That really adds to comfort on the wrist. So here we have the mother of pearl engineer. I will do a short review on this one because it is a different dial, and of course the logo version, very high quality. If you don't have this already, make sure you do check it out. Now there is a small sale on AliExpress at the moment. I don't know if you've seen it. So with this current one, it's around £230 usually, but they are giving you £20 off, so you can get it for around £210 right now using the codes available on their website. So the last X Dow that I have for this unboxing, you guys should probably know what it is. Yes, it's the bronze diver. This is of course a homage to Tudor, and let's have a look. Now I found this literally, I stumbled across it in the AliExpress sale video, and one thing that did stand out, well, many things stood out, but one thing, it was these end links. So these are solid end links, bronze as well, matching the case, and they've kind of inserted a, you know, a rubber band in there. So what I do want to see is if I can change this strap out and put on anything else, but this is 21mm, so it does give you that awkward sizing. Now this is available in a few different dial colors. You've got this blue that you can see here. You've also got a green one, and you've also got a brown dial with, I think, Chinese lettering, which does look really nice. I mean, just that blue is so vibrant. I love the fume effect, and generally I like fume dials. So that is really nice in hand. Great bronze watch. And you know, I don't know if you remember, about 3 years ago there was a massive bronze hype, especially on AliExpress, where so many watches were coming out in bronze. So it's nice to see, you know, them taking a break and then bronze coming back slowly. So X Dow, we are going to be calling it 9 Dow, because everyone says that this is the number 9 followed by Dow. I mean, I've changed the way I say this multiple times. I've had enough now, to be honest, so I'll just call it whatever. Now on the previous Pelagos Titanium version, if you remember that, they used a PT5000, but they managed to get rid of the ghost position. Now this is also PT5000. You can see no date on the dial, so I want to see if they've done that again. So here we are in 0 position. So we have a ghost position. You can see the crown freely moving, but there's no date disc in there, which is okay, I suppose. And then you've got a very small click where the watch does hack. So I want to see something here. So you can actually pull it from 0 straight to the end position, and you don't really have to go to the one in between. And even when you click it back, it goes straight back to 0. So I suppose it's okay in that aspect, but I really like the blue dial on this. So let's check the bezel. Feels like a 60 click. It's okay. It's relatively smooth. Yeah. I think the chapter ring is ever so slightly misaligned, but to be honest, it's not that bad. And what I find is on chapter rings, you know, it's so difficult to get them right, because if you align the 12 o'clock marker, the 6 o'clock marker goes out of line as well. So there's also a code available for this, 225 out of the sales. And you've got, as I said, £20 off on the X Dow store. So you can get this for around £200 with the code, which I think is a good price considering everything that you get here. And it is different to what is out there on the market for these type of homages at the moment. Here it is, guys, the last one. This is a San Martin. It's quite expensive, right? It's on the top price range that San Martin offer. So around £270 out of any sales. This is the new GMT diver, and I know, guys, I feel it. I mean, I've had enough of GMTs as much as everybody else. Apparently, some say this is San Martin's best ever watch. But then again, so do many others say on every single model St. Martin produce. So I always stay skeptical until I check everything out. So they do have a few different dial options. You've got this black one, enamel black, well, a sunburst black, sorry. You've also got a blue one, and you also got a green and gold. Now, while I love the combination of green and gold, the handset just doesn't do it for me. And even on this, I think the handset is just a bit too slim. It is visible because obviously of the loom, but yeah, it's a little bit slim. Got 24-hour chapter ring. You've got a Omega style bezel insert. Of course, you know what style of case this is. And I think this is what St. Martin are doing now. So they're not original designs. They're just a mix-up of a few designs, which they're playing around with, which I suppose it's not bad. It depends how you look at it. No applied logo. Sometimes I feel the polished applied logo can sometimes clash with the polishing on the watch and the dial. There's just a bit too much going on. And yeah, nice chunky bezel on this one. Nice domed crystal as well. Full steel, of course. This does also have the on-the-fly adjustment. Let's check the bezel out. It's a nice bezel, very nice. I really like the mechanism behind it. 120 click. It is, of course, unidirectional because they've got the 25 chapter ring, so they don't need to have a bi-directional one. Yeah, it's okay, guys. You know, St. Martin being St. Martin, there's not much, you know, you're going to say. Of course, you can guarantee some things like the finishing is going to be okay. Sharp edges. Yeah, I mean, because of the style of case, you do have a very edgy case, but I don't think it's that sharp. Could it peel a potato? Possibly. Let's have a look. The links are quite different. You've got H links here, fully brushed. Of course, screw-in pins, and as I mentioned, the on-the-fly adjustment. So this one, again, St. Martin are giving a great deal at this time of year. You've got about £32–33 off. So I put this in the basket just today to check it out. So this is around £270 on the bracelet version. I suggest to get it on the bracelet version, and then you can get it for around £230, right? I think £35 off, that's right. So a great saving to be had, to be honest, because if you can get it for £230, why would you pay, you know, anything over that? So £35 off from St. Martin store, plus there's a couple of coupons there to use, so I'll put them in the description below. So obviously I'll come back to you guys with these full reviews. Now obviously you can see there's 8 watches I've unboxed, so this will take some time, but you know, I'll put my head down and start working on this. So that's it from me today, guys. Let me know your thoughts below. Tell me which one is your favorite or which one you are looking forward to most. So make sure you subscribe so you can come back and not miss any of these videos. As always, thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you on the next one.